Hi guys, this is Mark Makalua, and we are starting a podcast. We don't have a name yet, but we hope to have one by the next episode. So I am a big Star Wars fan. Specifically, my sub niche is Boba Fett, Boba Fettish.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
It's not obvious.
and I'm joined by my good friends Justin and Tris.
Hey,
By good friends, he
oh,
means he regularly bullies.
Okay,
Never mind.
go.
so hi, I'm Justin. I'm currently an IT analyst in a big construction company here in Melbourne, and I've been a Star Wars fan since I guess the late '90s when I think they were having the 20th anniversary of or the original trilogy at that time, and they were showing the movies again in the cinemas, and that was my first exposure to Star Wars, and I really liked it. Back then, I was buying all the figures they had. I think it was Petron who was selling all those small action
Mm-hmm.
figures of Star Wars, and I was collecting them. Yeah, then after that, I went into Legos, and now I'm collecting props and Hot Toys figures. So yeah, that's me.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's your turn.
So, hey everyone, I'm Tristan. So I'm currently on my fourth year of college. So I'm the youngest of the bunch. Um, I'm a big Star Wars fan as well, and I think I was introduced to Star Wars by my dad. He made me watch Star Wars when I was young, and it kind of went from there. And I collect toys, props, and do a little bit of costuming as well with Mark and Justin. And the whole reason why I'm in this whole Star Wars mess is because of Mark and Justin. And we've been really good friends since. So yeah.
Yeah, it's these guys' fault. That's why I spend too much on Star Wars.
Oh no, I don't spend a lot.
No
A
one,
month.
no one's gonna believe you, Mark.
Okay,
No one's gonna-
so before we incriminate ourselves further, I think we have a set agenda for tonight, but it's probably going to be very freewheeling. So we'll start off with a recap, and then we'll share our thoughts on each part of that episode. The episode starts out with um, actually Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, showing up after like 3 seconds. We see Din doing bounty hunter duties, tracking a bounty, and then basically delivering that bounty's head to to his client, who actually knows the hidden hideout of the remaining Mandalorians from season 2, right?
Yeah, first thoughts. That scene really reminded me of Daredevil. Remember that time when he
Did.
was looking for the Punisher in season two?
I remember.
Really reminded me of that beat shop. So yeah, that was the first thing that went to my mind. That's the trouble right
Nerds.
there.
I also found it. I also kind of find it really, really refreshing to know that there's a meat shop, like a conventional meat shop in the Star Wars universe.
Oh yeah, I think
Because
this is the first time we're seeing a meat
if you
shop
take
in
away the
Star Wars.
guys in costume with all the prosthetics, that seems like it's from the normal.
There's some
normal
side
world,
controversy there actually that
Yeah,
they say it's too Earth-ish, it's too modern Earth-ish. I think one of the guy who worked on one of the games that was shelved when I think LucasArts game that was shelved mentioned that he actually did concept art for a meat shop for the 1313 game, and he basically
Right?
gave feedback na he's so happy to see a meat shop in the Star Wars universe, in canon Star Wars universe.
oh okay,
Yeah.
And
that's
he
where it
said
came from.
those were tauntaun meats. So trivia.
Oh, they should have made it more obvious though. That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have shown the tauntaun
So
chunk
what's your
getting
feedback
removed from
on
the meat
the
or something like that.
the scene being too Earthish?
No, I don't think it is because again, it's a big universe, so you really expect some stuff there to look like what we have here. It should be a big universe. I think it adds to the universe that we've seen before, so it's definitely world building. So that's
Okay,
good.
so you
It's a
guys
good
know
scene for me. I didn't find
so
I
you
didn't
guys
find
know
it
who
awkward.
the Disney lover here is. The joke.
I was bought and paid for by Disney.
I wouldn't think too much about it. I think that's just
I'd
like
like to think.
a nitpick thing, but I agree with Justin. There's so much stuff that's going around with that universe.
Yeah.
You kind of tend to see a lot of things that you might think is normal, but really isn't.
And then
I think it's the first time they showed us something that's mundane and everyday.
Yeah.
And then we move on to the next part of that sequence wherein Din gets to meet again the armor and Paz Vizsla. Um, and then he shows them the DarkSaber. They have some conversation about the lore around why introduce the DarkSaber to the plot of Book of Boba Fett. Why? I mean, it's super relevant to Mando's story, but to the Book of Boba, it does not. I can't see the connection unless at some point in time, Boba challenges
Mm-hmm.
Din.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're onto something there.
It could be a
That's
setup.
interesting. Yeah.
Could
Could
be a
be.
setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's possible. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think of that.
And who we know who's gonna win that
Yeah.
Well,
fight.
Then Jared.
It could
He's
be.
gonna decapitate Boba Fett.
Boba's gonna be like, you know what? Forget Tatooine. Forget Mos Espa. Let's go for
I
Mandalore.
I think that's the
Something
other
like that.
thing about
Could be.
this particular sequence. I like the fact that he got wounded and he's basically doing the wounded walk part. I love the realism um, for that versus like getting crushed by that BK hug and then basically just walking
Yeah.
like with your bathrobe from the last episode. The like Boba Fett, right? He
Oh
got
yeah.
crushed and
Yeah.
then after 3 seconds he walks out with a bathrobe and ties it like I'm fine. It's like why? How?
When he got crushed by a
Yeah,
black chrysanthemum.
And you actually hear like the bones cracking, right?
exactly.
Huh?
There was
Hey,
like a
that,
sound effect of bones crushing.
With that
oh
with the
really?
toe
Forgot about
flip.
that bit.
With the toe
Toe
curl.
curl with the toe curl.
The Joker, oh my god, that's so disturbing. That like stick to my mind for a few seconds after I saw
I
it.
kind of forgot about it until you guys mentioned it now.
Hey Justin, you wanna continue
The other thing I
the
want,
story? Okay.
you want, yeah, the other thing I want to talk about was that atmosphere that they built down there. It kind of reminded me of Resistance actually, because if you recall in Resistance, they were basically in a
Mm-hmm.
big space station,
Yeah.
and I think there was one scene there that they were fighting in the underbelly, and it looked very similar to what they did here in
Good
the
call
Book of
out.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
The way it was exposed to the atmosphere of space. Yeah,
So
it was
what's the
very
science
similar
there?
to that one.
How did
So
they do it with what's the Star Wars science there? That it wasn't a vacuum.
it it had that shield generator
How convenient.
similar to
There's probably a shield
similar to
generator
other
you
space
couldn't see.
stations. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The space station Resistance had that shield generator that was going around it. Yeah, it's probably the same thing. That's how they probably
One
did that
thing
one
that
in this Book of Boba
Star
Fett
Wars
too.
is not good at is showing like what are the bathrooms, the toilets, and the comfort rooms in universe. Like, have you ever seen? Huh?
Yep, there was
Where?
one in in the
Oh,
Razor
it's-
Crest. but they
The
destroyed
Clone
it.
Wars.
So now we don't have
You're
any
right.
bathrooms in Star Wars again.
The Clone
Clone Wars
Wars
where?
in season 6. I don't know. I vaguely remember it, but I think in season 6 when Fives was trying to discover about the truth about the chips, and he goes to a club where all of the clones or the 501st are there, and I think he corners a clone in the bathroom. I'm not sure, but I think there's that one small scene that they show like a bathroom in Coruscant.
Worth a test. Worth a
You
check
guys could
later. Yep.
you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah.
Okay, so the next scene we have the armor asking Din to have the spear melted because it's not meant to be a weapon, and Beskar is not meant to be a weapon, and she said that it's supposed to be an armor. So what do you guys think about
The
that?
side controversy
I feel bad.
is those little what does Din call them? The whistling what's it? The
Chainmail? What?
Oh yeah,
Whistling
whistling
birds?
birds. They're weapons and they're Beskar.
Oh yeah, you have a point there. Yeah, another plot hole.
Hey, what's the plot? What's the controversy there?
Because the main reason why the armor wants to melt the spear is that she mentioned that since it's made of beskar, it can pierce through beskar armor. So it's dangerous for Mandalorians to have that spear in existence. So now the question is, why did she create those whistling birds out of beskar? So in theory, those whistling birds could also penetrate Mandalorian armor.
Maybe she was like, well, I didn't think about it then, but now.
You guys, you guys
She forgot
remember
about it again.
one member from UKG? His name is Luke Daly.
His name is
So
familiar.
he does a lot of the like the metal props. He did a run on the Beskar spear actually, and when the episode came out, so people
Oh my god!
people were talking about the
Yeah.
the spear. He actually commented in one of those discussions. He said like oh shit. It's like I don't think he's gonna be doing another run.
It's gone. It's like the Haslab Razor Crest.
That's what I was telling you guys. I felt bad for the people who like made the spear for like countless hours.
It still
No,
looks
but
good though.
as a fan,
Still
Yeah.
looks good.
like does that actually diminish the
For me,
no,
no,
right? Like
No.
doesn't. No.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. Still looks good if you have it on. Especially that's we forgot to talk about it during the start of this episode when Din was walking behind the plastic curtains. I really loved that silhouette there with the spear and
With
the
the spear,
silhouette of Mando behind
the spear
behind
gave it
the
away
curtains.
for me. There was no other
Yeah.
guy with a spear.
Yeah,
Like
that it's not
there's
not
no
someone
other guy.
else. Yeah, it's just him. Yeah, that's why I found it disturbing that Mando just did forgo of that spear that quickly. That he just agreed to having it melted instead of trying to reason out with the armor to keep the spear. Because it was actually quite funny. Because if you notice in the next scene when Paz Vizsla challenged Mando for the darksaber, imagine if Mando lost the sword to Paz and now he's left with nothing because he also melted the spear before. It would be funny if he was left with nothing. Yeah, it was quite premature for me that he didn't argue with the armor about the spear. But yeah, I guess it made sense that he wanted to protect the entire
Do you
Mandalore
guys
clan.
see
Because of that.
Paz Vizsla as a villain?
Not yet.
No,
Not yet.
no,
Not yet.
they fought each other too many times already. So it's gonna be a tired plot point if they're gonna fight again.
Or
Because I
maybe it's
remember
probably like a
the first season of
brotherly thing.
Mandalorian, they had that. Yeah, they already faced off
So
back
you
then. So I
so
guess it's a.
you think he's just acting out basically what's expected out of him being a Vizsla and being etc. But
Just-
A
his
meathead. Yeah,
his
he's a meathead
intentions
Mandalore
are
stereotype.
actually how do you say it? Uh, pure?
I guess he was portrayed to be an egoistic Mandalorian from the start, so he was really bound to do that eventually.
Yeah.
Challenge Din for the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they also wanted to keep him for the merchandise aspect of it. He looks cool. It's good to keep him there. I'm gonna sell more.
Actually, his armor is
Mandalorian-
cool.
More,
Actually,
Paz Vizsla.
I really dig his
It
armor.
is.
If I had the
Yeah. I almost had. I actually wanted his armor if I would fit in it, but it's just so big. I wouldn't fit in it
hint
definitely.
hint.
I also kind of find it funny that you don't see him for like a full season, and he just shows up and be like, "I'm gonna get that
Favreau
sword."
is never gonna kill that guy.
Actually,
He's
thought he
never
was
gonna
dead.
kill that guy. Right?
Yeah, I'm
He's gonna
pretty
be there
sure
till the
it's
end.
him.
Like, until the end.
Yeah.
I actually thought that Den would remove his helmet when he beat it Paz and show John Favreau inside. Just to put in that cameo there for John
Imagine
Favreau.
being stabbed like what was it? 6 times, 7 times? And these were like um
I think
like limbs, joints. He should be dead by now, but no, Favreau.
I would think the Mandalorian undersuit is pressurized because they fly into space, right? So I would think it could hold everything
Wait, what?
together if he gets stabbed.
Really?
Isn't it pressurized, the Mandalorian suit?
I have no
It's
idea.
fabric.
Because I think there was a scene in
It's
Clone Wars
fabric.
when Bo-Katan was flying in space, something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know. Might have forgotten about it.
Probably.
Okay, Tris, you wanna
Yeah.
Or-
go to the rest of the story?
All right. So where did we? Right. Okay. I'm thank you for letting me do this because this is like the funniest thing ever in the show was after Mando beats Vizsla. So he's got the vibroblade on the neck. It's like, have you ever removed your helmet?
With
And
accent,
Din's just
man.
like, yeah. Din's
Can you
like,
do that one more time?
so I think that was so that's where we go on to next. And what did you guys really think about that moment between those three? About the whole helmet thing?
You first, Mark. What do you think?
The armor is so sexy. You know, like the voice, the accent, the silhouette, super sexy.
Oh yeah, it adds to the
I keep
Mandalore
thinking like
lore.
she's a follower of Maul for sure. I mean the helmet,
With the horns.
the horns and all. I think
With the horns,
um
she was part of that sect.
I really think that again they're acting out their programming. I don't think their intentions are bad, to be honest. That's their programming. I think she'll be there in the end. I think because the story of Din is gonna shift to Mandalore, I think she will play a more crucial role for season 3. That's what I think.
She actually acts like a Gandalf or a what's the name of the wizard in King Arthur?
Merlin?
Merlin.
Merlin. Yeah, she feels like a Merlin or a Gandalf. She'll be the one to crown the next ruler of Mandalore to make it official. She's the one she's the keeper of all the uh culture of Mandalore. Those stuff. So I think she'll be the one. She'll be crucial in crowning the next ruler of Mandalore. I think she'll play a similar role to Merlin and Gandalf for that storyline.
She's like that priestess type character.
Yeah, exactly. A priestess type. Yeah.
Yeah, you have in typical video games, or you go back to her when you have enough XP.
My wild theory is the real reason why she kicked Din out was because three's a crowd and they wouldn't be able to do stuff with
I honestly thought you were
Tinfoil
going.
hat theory.
You were going somewhere.
Wouldn't you? Wouldn't
plot
you?
thickens.
Like you were already together.
But you're not like allowed to take your helmets off. So how does that work?
There was this who's this? The GOT toilet girl.
From
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, the one who did the cameo dun sa the Bill Burr episode.
Yeah, I know who you're talking,
Because
talking
they were
about. Yeah, I know
making
who you're
jokes
talking about.
on the
Yeah, that
ship
girl.
about even during blank.
in season
I think
1.
he was referring to even during sex, and the Twi'lek basically said yeah, even during that. So that's my sense that even doing it, they had helmets on, pun intended.
It's on to
It's
keep
so
things
weird,
protected.
But going back to, I just thought about it now. Going back to Justin's idea of how the armor could be a very vital instrument on how Mandalore on how Mandalore gets its ruler back, is because you have to remember that there's like two types of Mandalorians. You have Bo-Katan, Axe Wolves, and Koshka Reeves, who are basically like they're like the contemporary Mandalorians. They can take their helmets off. They can
the woke.
yeah, the woke DeLoreans.
Woke DeLorean.
And then you have the armor who's like really preserved the culture
The old ways,
of the old ways.
The way. This is the
so
way.
I think how it plays out is like there's going to be a conflict between
sure.
those two groups on
So BD1, they brought BD1 back. They brought BD1 to live action, not back to live action. But yeah, they
The
brought
BD
BD
limp.
to live action.
Super intentional.
Limp?
It did?
The droid was limping.
But the
Oh,
droid
Similar
was
to
limping.
I didn't
the
notice
video
that.
game.
Oh,
Oh my
So
god.
that's why people
This
were
is
thinking like, is
BD1.
this BD1
Probably
or?
BD1.
But because the default color of BD1 is had the red stripes, so who-
But it's a moot point because you keep on changing his color throughout the game, so you could just easily repaint
Sure.
yeah.
BD1.
Which begs the question.
And it's been what 30 years, 10 years since the events of Fallen Order.
E-
Fallen Order was early
but Cal
Empire,
Kestis is
so that's about
alive for this timeline. That's what
yeah,
people are saying.
he's
yeah,
supposed to be.
definitely.
He's supposed to be.
Well, we'll find out in the next game.
Yeah,
It's still
Do you
gonna
think
be
Cal Kestis is
or
gonna
dead.
show up for Book of Boba Fett?
I've
Ahsoka,
probably
Ahsoka?
Ahsoka.
probably.
Probably Ahsoka. Yeah.
Gonna gather Jedi to help her out. Book of Boba Fett kind of unlikely because they already introduced a lot of new characters, and it's gonna it's too late in the game to
I don't
introduce
think it's in Book of Boba Fett's like theme to have a Jedi in it. Well, okay, sorry. I take that back because we could have said the same thing with the Mandalorian, but then Luke showed up at the end. But like, with the
Like,
whole
Yeah,
I think it's too late. Not in its theme. It's too
also, I
late.
think there's a higher story for Mando, which is being there and training Grogu, right? Versus Book of Boba Fett. It's basically a gang war. I don't think you're
It
gonna. I don't think
yeah,
a Jedi
just
would.
taking
Correct.
control
I
of
don't think a
Tatooine.
Jedi would dip his
That's
or
it.
her fingers with that small scale conflicts.
Oh
it
yeah,
it
could easily just
yeah.
wipe out the
It's
entire
basically space
Pike
dip the
army.
Godfather.
Too OP.
Like when you dip the Godfather in space.
It actually makes sense for Ahsoka to show up, but she has her own show, so she won't show up because she has beef
Speaking
with
of
the
showing
Pikes.
up, when Fennec Shand actually drops in to the story, that was like a
Literally.
fuck. This is a Book of Boba Fett story. Back to
Back to
reality.
reality.
When
Can we
you
just
realize
continue?
when you
Can we just
realize that
continue the Din Djarin?
I really love the way that they the sound design for the N1 Naboo starfighter. I think there was a mix of pod
yeah
racing and prequel
yeah
trilogy starships going on with the sound design. It was really good. And they also showed Beggar
Mm,
Scanning again. And if
yeah.
you could notice that
yeah
ramp destroyed in episode 1, still there, lying around. It's really nice. And they
Mm-hmm.
showed a Womp Rat, I think.
at one point
Yeah,
it's very faint but you could see it if you look around.
really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, the sound design there was really terrific. It's really great.
I was hoping for
Spot
one
on.
bounty hunter to show up, like Overwatch, na naka Overwatch with a sniper rifle.
Oh, Aurra Sing?
were you but she's already dead in that timeline though.
Never say dead.
Was it confirmed
Ah,
that she died?
with a crash. With a
I think they
crash.
just show her crash off
Yes.
screen, and that's it.
Yeah.
They didn't show her
Really, did they?
die.
Or am I thinking about Legend?
There's
Just
an
a crash
assumed
off
death because
screen.
of the crash, but
In Clone Wars.
never know.
During the Boba Fett arc in Clone Wars. They show the Aurra Sing crash in the background with the Slave One. But the Slave One is still in one piece. So
Excuse me,
tell
the
they.
fire spray gunship. Because I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mistake, it's not the
Yeah,
Slave
it's
One,
not
it's
it's the fire spray gunship.
me. Don't cancel your sponsorship of this
Yeah.
show.
Mark's probably like really breaking right now because
Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Personal highlights for this episode. Trish, you start.
personal highlights. The first part where he just started chopping everybody off. Because like I said, you've never I mean you've seen a badass Mando in season 1, the first part. I mean the first episode, but you've never seen him with such ferocity. It kind of felt like he had a bad day before he went to that bounty. And then somebody just like bit him off so it triggered him. But like I said, you've never seen such ferocity in him. So I kind of feel like Mando is going to go through a really massive character development in season 3 because of the dark saber. And duh, I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold. That was money right there. That was one of the best.
It's always nice to see a lightsaber in
True.
a Star Wars TV series
Here,
It
here.
or
is.
movie.
It is. So that was my personal highlight.
Okay. Mine, as I wrote on my FB post, like there's so much to unpack here. Like, but I think for the most part, it's the lore aspect of things. I mean, there,
Mhm, mhm.
seeing stuff on screen is one thing, but hearing people talk about like things that you've developed in your mind canon is basically super nice to hear. So I think for me, just hearing more about the DarkSaber, and then seeing a lot more of what happened in Mandalore. You read about it, but seeing the TIE bombers
Yeah,
and the dome cities.
that
Uh,
cutscene was sick. It was movie
so
quality.
It
Yeah,
was.
I think there's really a reason for them going overboard as far as like VFX. I really think, and I had like low expectations for this episode. Sorry for because of it was BDH. I didn't really like that village episode for the Mandalorian.
The first one she
Right.
directed.
Season
Yeah,
one,
I
season
didn't really
episode
one.
like
four.
it,
Yeah.
so I had this thinking like, oh, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
this, etc. And when
mhm, yeah.
opening scene basically blew my mind.
She
Yes.
leveled up.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about this episode.
For me, I actually have three. So the first one is that very first scene where Mando was walking behind the curtain, as that I mentioned earlier. It was really badass to see Mando again. I didn't realize that I missed Mando until I saw that scene. The second one was BD, because I really loved the Fallen Order games, and it's just really nice to see them in live action, and it's really made me very excited to what Disney has in store for the Fallen Order story. So are we getting a live action Fallen Order? Maybe, but I hope so. Yes, that
Or
really
Fallen
made me
Order
very
3.
hopeful for the future of Star Wars. Another third game. I think we haven't had a trilogy of Star Wars games. Like it always
Almost.
ends with a second one.
Almost.
Almost. I just realized.
I think the first one's gonna be Battlefront 3 if ever it
I'm
gets
pretty
made.
sure that's
Force
never gonna
Unleashed
happen
1,
with
Force Unleashed
Battlefront 3.
2. Eh,
Yeah, it would have been nice to have a third one, but I think the second one didn't do that well, so I guess it got caught off. And I think the last, my last favorite bit was the one with the Appa from
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 yeah.
yeah, I just
Continue.
Paul
remember
Seung Lee.
Paul,
Paulie.
yeah,
Paul
Paul,
Seung Lee.
yeah, I love him so much. Yeah, it was really nice to
Uh,
see him, and I think I think Albin Johnson posted that the droid behind him looked like R2KT, but I think Dave Filoni
ooh.
Hmm.
mentioned that it's not R2KT. But yeah, I really loved that bit because I really loved seeing Appa in Star Wars.
We should have him on the show.
Yeah, those are the
I'm
highlights for
pretty
me.
sure if we ask him really nicely and use like our garrison perks, he's probably gonna say yes.
Okay.
Because because fun fact, he's a member of the Canadian garrison.
He is. He is. Yeah.
So he's
Yeah,
living the dream, my man. You know, he's living
definitely.
the dream.
Well, he's an actor, so it's easy for
Yeah.
him to get those connections in a Star Wars film. But yeah, it was really
I mean,
nice.
even
Yeah,
just wearing a TK,
good.
and getting featured as part of the Remnant,
Stormtroopers.
stormtroopers, man, I can't
Yeah.
imagine.
Actually, Disney, even if you just put mocap dots on him,
Yeah,
I'd be fine
it's
with that.
actually really
Get
nice.
him.
I have a friend from the community. He's Filipino, and it turns out he's one of the stormtroopers. He was talking about it recently. It was really cool to have that
And then there's that
experience.
guy who actually tried to sell the armor that he used on the show.
He wore on
Oh my god, that's a screen news. Oh my god,
Okay,
that's so
so enough
bad.
with the highlights. Let's see the lowlights. Like, what did you not like for this episode? I'll start. It was really hard to nitpick and find something that I did not like with this episode. I scored it a 10 out of 10, to be honest.
Actually,
I
yeah.
was really hooked from start to beginning. If I had to pick one, it
Mhm.
would be that Fennec moment, that Fennec appearance, because it brought me back to the reality of the Book of Boba Fett, which has been underwhelming up to this point, for me personally. Maybe the other thing would be, I did not like the fact that he's gonna take some Mando time to go see his pet during Book of Boba Fett. Like, we don't need to see 10 or 15 minutes of you prancing around finding Grogu and hugging him, because I need more time to develop this other bounty hunter. He's only got like 2 episodes
Yeah.
left, so please. That's it.
Coming from a Boba fanatic. Yeah, for me, I feel the same way. There's nothing really I could say that's bad in this episode, other than the fact that there's no Boba Fett in it. I would have loved to see even a few seconds of Boba Fett, but yeah, there's nothing really negative with this episode. I think it just highlighted how bad the other episodes were for me. I think that was the negative that I could find in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I like it. Yeah, I'm also grading it 10 out of 10. How about you, Tris? What do
I
you
have
think?
to definitely agree. The only low light that you could really say from this whole episode 5 thing is that it's not a Book of Boba Fett episode. That's the only low light, because you know I remember the three of us were talking last week when oh my god, the musical cue that Mando was going to be like, and I remember saying in the group chat, I was like, that's probably the worst thing that they could do right now for the Book of Boba Fett. And
And they did.
I was expecting, I was telling myself, no, I could be wrong. I'm just, who am I? I don't write this thing. I don't work for Lucasfilm. But like, I had my expectations very low, just like Mark. I was thinking that they're going to put Mando, like, he's just going to walk in, talk to Boba, I need your help, man, stuff like that. But no, they gave us 50 whole freaking minutes of Mando without,
Maybe they found the right amount of Boba Fett in an episode. No, just kidding.
and it was 50 minutes long, and I didn't skip a minute of it. That was like the takeaway for me is like, this is supposed to be a Book of Boba Fett, but it started out Mando episode 0. So that was the only low light. I agree with Justin's sentiments. It kind of showed how the show's been underwhelming so far, and then you kind of killed it in the middle. I'm
So
sorry,
how would
Mark.
you rate this episode? So I think
10 out of 10.
perfect 30 out of 30.
We're all rating it
10
10.
out of 10.
Hi
Oh.
Disney or lovers,
It's
if you
nice.
want to send us
It's a good episode.
a bounty.
We could endorse some merch here.
Yeah.
We're actually endorsing some merch right
Okay,
now.
It's
Without them even.
let's talk about with 2 episodes remaining. Like, what are your fearless predictions for this series?
For me, I think it's at this point, I don't think that Crimson Dawn is going to have a major part
Sorry, who?
in this season. It's for me,
Crimson
Crimson Dawn. It already feels too late for them to have a major impact in the TV series. But I think they'll still have their few seconds of fame at the very end. So probably a post-credit scene with Kira suddenly showing up after
To
they
set the
defeated the
stage
Pike.
for
something
the
like
next
that.
season. Okay.
For season 2, yeah, just enough time to set the stage for season 2, just to leave a cliffhanger over there. And I think the only way for the Book of Boba Fett to be the Book of Boba Fett is to have, for me, to have Boba Fett regroup all of the OG bounty hunters, bring them all back under his command. So, create his own gang of bounty hunters. I think that's the only way to salvage the entire TV series, because so far it doesn't really show how Boba Fett is a badass bounty hunter. So far he's been emasculated, as you were saying before. Yeah, so I think he needs to bring back that aura of command. So he needs to bring back all those bounty hunters. Yeah, that's what I think he needs to do in the next
How
2
about you,
episodes.
Tris?
because you've already got, you had that conversation with Fennec and Boba saying like, how much money we got, and like,
Lots.
but money can, yeah, but money can buy muscle. And then I think I kind of feel like the Mando musical cue is a distraction, because sure, we got Mando, but I'm pretty sure some of Boba's old bounty hunter friends are gonna show up. It's
They should.
either on his side or on the side of the Pike.
If you've been following
It's-
the comic series, the War of Bounty Hunters, they're not actually friends. There's a lot
Really?
of conflict
Also, then
within that
probably
group. But anyways,
there's probably not on his side, because probably. So we might get some more bounty hunters in the next 2 more, because we've already got Black Chrysanthemum, which
Chrysanthemum.
nobody really saw coming. So I'm pretty sure there's more of it to come.
Yeah,
I hope they utilize him more though. Yeah,
I'm thinking of
he's a
that
really good
meme, the
character.
Leonardo
Black
DiCaprio
Chrysanthemum.
meme with the
Yeah. Yeah, like
exactly like everybody.
I can do like
Everybody's been reading the Vader comics and the Afro one.
Is he going to have a No Way Home moment? He's
Shh,
gonna just
wait,
start
no
popping up old
spoiler, please.
characters
I
one
haven't
by one.
seen it.
Oh,
I
you
oh my
haven't even
god!
seen it.
I'm waiting for a clear copy. I haven't seen it.
Oh my god! So sorry.
You have 30 days. It's gonna come out on February
On
28th.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, on no, on Blu-ray and digital. It's gonna
Mm.
come out. So you have a month to wait.
Okay, so my fearless prediction for the rest of the season is that they've been emasculating my man for a reason. It's they're not
Such
doing
injustice.
it just for thrills. I think it's part of the story. This these next two episodes is gonna be that because you can sense the turnaround. Like he's fully healed,
Mhm.
etc. 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 So there's really no more reason, right? Um, I think he's gonna defeat somebody of stature, and he's gonna defeat the that entity, that org, or that part with so much ferocity, etc. etc. To get back the what was it? What was the term for like Austin Powers? The mojo, basically. So,
Yeah.
and I think that guy is gonna be Din. Yes,
What?
because
That's a fearless
everybody's
forecast. Wow.
thinking like, oh, Din's the new Boba Fett. Din's
Din's
the
the
Boba Fett
rightful.
right now. Like, he's got it. He's the bounty hunter par excellence.
Oh.
What better way to and it could be not like to kill him or whatever, but it could be maybe there's a conflict that does not really
Yeah.
have any like big thing, but as far as the action scenes go, he's gonna emasculate Din at some point and bring back that mojo. I don't think it can be anybody else because any other guy or any other villain is not gonna have that same impact. You have to basically dethrone the king, and the king right now is Din. Yes,
Is
it's
Yeah.
Mando
Mando.
with a
Because if he
dark
does
saber.
not do that,
Interesting.
Boba Fett as a character is dead. There's
Hmm.
no reason for a Boba Fett other than the merch I have and the merch
Still
I
love the
have and
merch though.
stuff. But because you can't claim you're like the best, nastiest bounty
Best.
hunter if there's like beskar boy here. Um, so and I think it also will be the reason for him because Mando needs to grow as a character. He can't bounty hunt forever.
Mhm.
He's gonna rule Mandalore at
Yeah,
some point, or that person is going to be Fett. Yep,
Boba Fett.
that's I think what's at stake here. I think Mandalore is at stake. Yep.
The only thing I don't see is why would Din want to
Maybe
fight
out of
Boba Fett?
greed. It's not out of. It's not out of.
Yeah.
It's not out
Yeah.
of hatred or. Yep.
It's just a
Yep.
challenge.
Or it's probably more like Boba wanting to fight Din. I'm getting more. I kind of understand where Mark is going from. I think in the fight, if not in the second to the last, but probably in the last episode, there's going to be a really pivotal decision that Boba's going to make that Din's not going to agree with. And that's not how we do things. And Boba's going to be like, screw off. This is how I want to do it. And Boba's gonna probably
Remember how
kick
easy
man.
it was to challenge Din? It's like, you
Yeah.
wanna fight? You wanna fight? Hawakan mo yung tenga ko. Like fight!
Eh,
So,
Well, I could actually see Boba Fett riling up Din Djarin,
Yeah.
like telling him you're not really a Mandalorian, prove that you're worthy of Mandalore, stuff like that.
It,
He's gonna accept
it's
the
funny.
challenge.
It's funny.
Especially now that his ego's been hit by how he admitted that he removed his helmet, so he needs to atone for that and prove that he's part of Mandalore. So probably yeah, he's gonna accept the challenge.
The other thing is, I'm just desperate here. Like, I need something. I need something to hold on.
There's
Give
something.
this man
I
something
need something to hold on.
to be really excited for.
Um,
Come on, Disney.
It's really, I mean, this was a, it's a
Yeah.
crappy,
If they leave it at that, Boba Fett's gonna be
it's a
destroyed.
crappy episode.
Like the character's ruined
Yeah,
forever.
I think he's ruined forever. Like, and I'm talking to folks who really
Unless
love
it's
the
something really
character,
badass at the end.
and a lot, like all of them, are pretty disappointed with how he's been treated so far.
You know who's a cooler? What's a cool version of Boba Fett? That guy from the Disney park where he like timed.
Who's that?
No,
Oh,
no, the guy who timed the. He was like, look, the kid was like watching him, and he was just walking around, and he was standing in front of a volcano, like in one of the theme parks, and he timed the volcano
oh
erupting
yeah.
with his like finger.
Oh
That was a
yes,
cast member.
Yeah.
That
I
was a cast
saw
member, I
that.
think.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was a
my
cast
god.
member. Yeah, I saw that.
That
I
was a
saw that.
cast member. That's a cool Boba Fett. And also the guy who was like dancing for
He's the same guy,
Star
actually. He's the same guy.
Really? Oh my god.
Same one.
But all kidding aside though,
It's really good.
I think I don't know because like I said, you've got years worth of Boba Fett content in the comics. So I think that satisfies. And I think because this is an older Boba Fett, so probably Disney was saying that this guy's probably had a lot of shit to deal with, so we kind of toned it down.
I kind of feel what the Luke Skywalker fans felt when they watched The Last Jedi.
Like a bantha.
when when they emasculated Luke Skywalker.
No, but
Controversial
at
topic.
least Luke had his moment. I mean, that fight with Kylo was
Oh yeah, that's
wow,
true.
badass.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I really love that fight too.
And then you
Yeah.
had Mando, so that kind of makes up for everything.
And here you have like a kid basically whipping Fett. No,
Like a bantha.
Like a man.
I'm never gonna get tired of that.
it's just crazy how like 5 years makes so big a difference.
A little too jolly. How many years it's been since Return
5.
of the Jedi
5.
again? 5 years.
And
It's
So was it 5 years of him inside that
no. It's
Sarlacc or no?
training, I guess. Training with the
with the banthas.
bantas.
Oh, sorry, with the
Sand
banthas.
people.
with the
Like a band.
with the sand people. See, I'm never gonna get tired of that. That's in my mind forever.
Will Hot Toys release a Boba Fett figure with him in a
We
speed?
keep saying like trust Filoni, trust Favreau.
I don't agree with that 100%. The whole trust Fabro thing,
Hmm?
because he gave us Iron Man 2. So I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really 100% on that.
Well, nobody's
Nobody's
perfect, so I guess.
Disney, that's basically just Tristan saying his piece. We all love Disney, but except for Tristan, who obviously does not like.
Disney, look at my background. There's
I
literally
still love
like
the Book of Boba Fett. It's all of those are unlicensed.
I have a Mark 85 Hot Toys if that counts.
Oh man, do you think there will be a season 2?
Yeah, probably.
Book of Boba Fett. No, I think it's just a transitory TV series, just to introduce the next part of the Mandalorian.
Oh,
The Song of
snap.
Boba Fett.
So no more season 2 for you. That's your prediction.
The rumor that I heard was that the reason they created the Book of Boba Fett was to give the Mandalorian crew breathing space between the two seasons, season 2 and season 3.
So it's a different cast
So,
and crew.
That's what I thought. 'Cause that's what I heard. Because they're saying the rumors that they only thought of creating the Book of Boba Fett after some scheduling conflicts with Pedro Pascal,
Oh,
something like that.
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Okay, I think
Yeah. So probably not. Also, doesn't really sound well to have the book of Boba Fett too.
Season 2.
Right?
The Notebook. The
The second book
Notebook.
of Boba.
What
The
if it's
Notebook of
actually
Boba
like a
Fett.
whole? It's like a Bilbo Baggins thing, like the last.
Jaren
You
back
go for
again.
like 5 seasons, and then like the last scene in the
This is
season
going to be
finale was,
this is
and
going to be the law of
it's like,
recency. It's gonna hinge on these last 2 episodes, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's kind of sad that the entire series depends
True.
on the last 2 episodes.
The question is, are you gonna buy more merch or less
yeah,
merch
Oh yeah,
because of
definitely. Hey Disney, I'm still gonna buy
yeah.
more of your
I
merch.
still have like a shelf.
If you want to send some here, we could
I still have
showcase them
space
for
for
you.
that Funko Pop I've been wanting to, so I'm still gonna get that.
Yeah,
You
it's
I'm
know,
not gonna
actually
be a
like
big.
thinking about like all of the stuff I've pre-ordered with Sideshow.
I
The
actually
throne.
messaged.
Did you pre-order the throne? You pre-ordered the throne,
Did you
right?
pre-order the
From Hot
throne?
Toys.
Oh
You
my
you
god!
pre-ordered the throne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still cool though. Still cool though. Because
Yeah, it's so
I
cool.
messaged
Yeah.
Jim the other day. I was asking him if he was selling kits.
Actually, the darker hue of the undersuit is really nice compared to the OT
The
one.
costume's really nice. Really.
Yeah, yeah. Sleeker, more
If
modern.
only he didn't remove his helmet, it would have been perfect.
Have you
Actually,
ever removed your helmet? Has it ever been removed?
yeah, I think that scene with like a banta would have been nice with
Oh
the
yeah,
helmet on. Like a banta.
Um,
like a band.
okay, I think we for a first episode, I think this has
All
been
right.
really really entertaining.
Yes, sir.
And I hope you guys our 1 million viewers and listeners also enjoyed tonight.
Just 3 dudes.
Yeah, we hope
talking about
to
Star Wars.
do a lot more of these for like not just the book of Boba Fett, but for all future like Star Wars shit that goes out.
Yeah, it's
And
actually
it's
nice.
therapy
Yeah.
for us fans who spend too much on on
Just
this shit,
enjoy Star Wars.
whether
Yeah.
it's
Spend too much
time,
of it.
money, or
Or emotional
permissions
attachment.
from spouses.
Emotional investment.
So maybe we say our last piece. You just
To Boba Fett or to the show?
no to our fans.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked this show, whatever we're calling it. So if you have an idea for the title, just leave it in the comment
Yeah.
section. And the winner will get their free lightsaber. Not just
MR.
That's not.
MR.
You see that? Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 3 lightsaber right there behind Justin? Yeah, we're gonna give that away if you guys can find the name for the show.
No. We're gonna send them a 3D printed one from Tristan.
Tris.
So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this whole thing. This is something that Mark has been thinking about for a long time, and we're really glad that we were able to finally do it. And I hope we get to do it some more. And really
enjoyed
it.
doing
Alright.
this podcast. Yeah. It was
So-
kind of
So I guess
relaxing.
we'll see everybody on the next episode.
Yes, they will. So we'll do this regularly. No,
If
no,
it's
we're
a
doing
good
this
enough episode.
regardless. And maybe in the future we also do other stuff like play that game. What was it? Like SOTOR, was it? Star Wars, the Old Republic. I think.
Oh, we're going back to
yes.
that. That's still a thing.
If Mando rides the Rancor,
Yes!
then we're definitely gonna
Yeah!
play it again.
Yeah.
Mark's gonna play it again.
Wait, didn't Mark?
I already have the
had a
Rancor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had that Rancor mount.
Like a band.
All right. So thanks, guys, and we hope to see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. See ya.